Hello, everyone. Welcome to Absolute Cuts. You meet us both
at our lowest.
what feels like a turning point in our lives. That we were on Gareth was Stag do in Amsterdam for 3 days, and we've not really recovered at all.
No, this was even supposed to be. I even put on the thing, on Monday. I was like, we'll have it out on Wednesday and stuff like that. But really, I can't even talk. I've got a chest infection.
Yeah, I think I've caught something.
Yeah.
Not an Amsterdam related disease, I'll have you know. No, just a respiratory.
In fairness, you also, I didn't know this until we got there. It was your first time in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find it all very good.
I will not be back.
Yeah, I hated it. It's very funny. Yeah.
Do you know what? I enjoyed the bars.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the company was fucking 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Very, very laughed my arse off all weekend.
Horrible. People were horrible.
People were. It was a level of slagging that I don't think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we've had more. I think we've had like a couple of harder holidays.
Yeah,
maybe none that I felt as bad after.
Aye.
But
see, I've never been on any of the holidays. That's the thing.
I felt like there was a couple. It was like it was a lot, but the abuse was just, especially like some of Gareth's schoolmates was very funny.
Yeah,
they had to incorporate them in.
Yeah, because I think I separately had a conversation with both of them in terms of almost apologising, but also kind of like acknowledging the fact that it was such a ridiculously difficult situation to come into.
Yeah.
Where if you went into any other situation and everyone was jumping on any single thing, you could literally ask someone if they wanted a drink.
Yeah.
And you'd get ripped apart.
You miss a syllable and that's you done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take a stumble to the toilet.
On the first night, I had to tell Gareth to leave me alone.
Yeah, you did. You begged. It wasn't even tell, it was begged.
I was so sad.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't speak for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because anytime I went, I was like... I was just basically, hey, do you want to drink? Oh, shut up, man. Couldn't even get a hug. Oh, just shut the fuck up. 4 hours it went on. So you was sitting in silence trying to have fun in a bar for very funny, mind you.
Because I had various existential crises, particularly on the bus on the way back from the airport. Because I left you all at Edinburgh and then I had to get the coach.
Oh, that's even worse.
Because for some reason in Scotland, no one ever thinks to build a fucking train station near any airport.
Yeah.
So I had to get a coach back to Glasgow. And I was sitting there thinking that men as a group are the most horrible people in the world. Then I watched this week's film and realised, do you know what? As a friendship group, not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amsterdam. What surprised me about it was it's a very nice looking city. Like
did you not know that?
Architecture and really stunning.
Yeah, some of the canal places. Yeah. Do you know what the worst thing? It's actually especially near the red light district. When you go into, I thought the canals there before you get into the red light, but if you're walking towards it, everybody starts becoming very blah blah blah. Yeah,
the red light district is horrendous.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely horrendous,
grim.
Like it's like an Argos of women.
Like I've been there.
It's horrible.
I've been there about close to 10 times now.
Yeah.
Right. And when I found out your thing, and we didn't go eventually, I was trying to find the 4 floors of horrors.
I mean, even that
is way more intense than there, right? Because like I've been in once, you kind of have to do it. I feel like you have to do it. It's depressing as fuck. You don't feel good after.
No.
You walk in and it's like 4 floors. And
I describe
4 floors.
It's like the raid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like the raid, and all the windows. It's just glass, and they all come out of the glass trying to drag you into each.
They come out of the glass.
They open the doors and try and get you to come in.
That's a step way too far.
And then you're walking up the steps, and you have to go the whole way around. It takes about 20 minutes to get in and out, but like, and then you're sitting there going, no. It's so awkward because you're
like a Chinese man.
No.
Oh
no. Yeah. It's an absolute. You come out and go, why is that? How is that legal?
Yeah, it's
not even how's it legal.
This isn't even me saying what I think should be said by someone on a podcast and protecting my career, I genuinely find it horrible. Like,
No, I've always have, like, in fairness, I don't know, I thought it was a bit prudish when I first came, like, with some of our friends. Mind you, I didn't really know many that actually did it. I know a couple of people obviously went for it, but but like the same thing is that I get the same thing with strippers. Like, I couldn't be. I just don't get it. A couple of people went to the strippers on this, but like I think most of us went to the bar. Then we're just
that's all I was interested in. I'm quite happy with this now. I'm quite happy just to enjoy drinking.
Being robbed by someone called Svetlana.
Exactly. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck do you think you are? I had a conversation with someone on the stag do about I mean I know, and people give me shit for all this as well, and this is probably more of an archaic, old-fashioned view than me actually not liking it. See, this whole idea of, well, if they choose to be in sex work, I don't buy that.
You don't believe it at all?
I don't buy anyone chooses to. I know there will be people going, "Move, why is the woman?" I don't.
I
don't.
Yeah.
I don't think many wee girls grow up thinking one day, looking at the windows, going one day. I don't think they go on a school trip to Amsterdam at 8, past the red light district, and go, that's the dream.
I suppose it depends on the sex work. I suppose
that's the dream. That's the dream. Essentially being like a fucking burger in a microwave, just watching some fat, hungry wank watching you, waiting for you to come out hot.
You also were asking questions. We were quite funny. Like, do you have to pump in the window?
Yeah, I genuinely thought you went in the window.
I'm not going to lie. You do go in the window.
I don't even believe this.
I'll explain what. Have you not seen? Well, first of all, at one stage I thought I was going to pass out while we were in that bar in the red light district, and I was like, I need something to eat. So I went to the shawarma place next door, and while I was eating the wrap for about 6 minutes, I saw 2 separate prostitutes screaming at people for taking like pictures of them.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that, no?
No, you're not allowed to take pictures of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a line.
Yeah, it's so fuck.
Who the fuck? When the fuck did you get? Fuck off! You know, let's take pictures. Oh, sorry, have I overstepped the mark here? I'm very sorry. Very sorry, woman with her fanny out in a fucking double panel, double glazed window.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. No, do you know what it is? You go in sometimes there's a little side the door, right? But if you go in through the glass door opens, so they come out.
See, I didn't even know there were doors.
They were, so it's actually a door, so it opens.
Yeah.
And what I think is what it is, like a staircase behind them.
Right.
You don't really see it from the thing. But
where do you go into?
There's a bedroom, like basically a bed or whatever.
Bedroom.
I doubt it.
Jesus.
I like to imagine like a steel, as if you're like getting an underground surgery, rather like a Yakuza. That's what I reckon it is. Yeah.
Because I initially, I thought that they were solid windows.
Yeah.
Right? Like you know the way people keep Funko Pops?
Yeah.
I thought these women were like Funko Pops. If you take them out of the box, they decrease in value.
Jesus Christ.
Right. No, I thought they were in the window, and you went in some kind of reception area, and you went, I'll take a tenner on number 3.
Oh God, that's so bad. That's even worse somehow.
And then whoever's dealing this, led you to the third window.
Yeah,
you went in the window with them, and you horsed them in the window.
Yeah,
I didn't really realise they left the windows unattended.
Yeah, you thought it was just horsing the window in front of the thousands of tourists walking by.
But you can't say that because there's thousands of tourists walking by anyway. You can't. I honestly, I mean. That very quickly got corrected, but for the first half hour, I genuinely thought you pumped them in the window for everyone to see.
That would be fucking like, it's like, it's harrowing enough, but then imagine a whole like fucking Asian family walking by, looking at it and see you tearing it through some.
That wouldn't be.
That would be
horrific.
Then you'd be like, I don't think this should be like.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a level of this should be hidden, most of it. But I didn't do any this time. Like the years ago, I went to a sex show. Right?
Is that with donkeys and shit?
With donkeys?
Donkeys, aye. I always associate sex shows as having a donkey in it.
What the?
I think you're getting shortchanged if you go and see a sex show without
A donkey.
livestock.
I thought you were trying to speak in riddle. Like, do you mean just an actual donkey?
An actual donkey, yeah.
You don't think it's a sex show?
What's a sex show then? Magic and shit.
€2, right?
€2.
Yeah, I remember it was €2. So it's one of those ones. It's like a tourist one, like a booth. It's fucking grim. It's one of the grimmest things I've ever seen in my life. I actually don't remember the actual sex show at all. What happens is you go into like this thing. It's like walking into a fucking vending machine, right? You pay £2, and like it's like. Do you ever see that scene in Taken when the girl's in the middle?
Oh God!
And you can see other little booths the whole way around it, and there's all these old dudes just blowing their loads all over the place.
So is there people in there ripping the heat off?
Oh, aye, all the time. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Absolute horror show.
That's grim.
That must have been. That was years ago. With the same lads, we went in, and I think actually that wasn't. That was when I was about 20 years old when I went to that. I came out, and then I remember like people always go to see them in the thing. Like none of it's hot, none of it's sexy at all. You just walk in for like 5 minutes and go 5 minutes. I reckon you're about 30 seconds when you start seeing old men wanking around the thing. Right? Well,
that's putting you off.
Well, not put me off, but you're like, oh no, the people aren't even
turning you on.
No, I mean like you just walk in and go, right, I've got the experience. This is dreadful now. Have like all these faded windows.
But right, so a couple of things.
Yeah.
When you keep saying you have to have the experience, this makes it feel like it's fucking Empire State Building and stuff. Well, I mean, when you go there, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't.
I did. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do the Empire State Building either. Like,
no, I know, but it's.
Yeah, I do get it. You know, but if you were to sit there and go like, what are the things you have to see? Red Light District, see one of the cheap section. I don't mean like. As well, like paying for an actual good one. I mean, there is the literal €2 ones. Walk in and be horrified for life.
I genuinely thought a sex show was a live event. Well, I know this is live.
There are.
I thought you went and there was a stage, and that's when I thought the donkey came in. I thought there was like, I genuinely thought there was like an element of production about it.
I think there is, because someone was telling us a story about going to one, and they kind of said that someone fell asleep in the front row, and I was like. Front row? So I don't really know. I've only been in one of the ones in the big. It's like basically in a casino, and there's like a fucking sex show in the middle of it.
Jesus,
not
much gambling there.
No,
I didn't see any casinos at all.
There's one or two just around where them bars where we were, but no, they're really grim ones. They're like genting casinos.
Aye. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there is a huge? I reckon one of the biggest contracts you can get in Amsterdam would be the window cleaners. That's how big a contract that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
But that must be quite the thing. Like, imagine there's probably 3 different firms competing for that.
Yeah, you'd
That's
imagine.
a big contract.
Yeah. Come scraping.
Yeah. Like, when you consider the amount of windows.
Yeah.
And it's all glass.
Yeah.
So...
We didn't.
You got to make a good job of that because you can't hide the streaks in the frame. Don't know if you've ever cleaned the window.
No, I haven't. No.
The frame will hide a lot of sins. With that, you're going to escape. Needs to be clean. Needs to be squeegeed.
Yeah.
Needs to be a good man on that.
I don't even want to. Like, fuck's sake. I can imagine someone licking them.
Oh, God.
Got you going there.
God. Speaking of which, Speaking of window lickers. What a horrible connection. What a horrible segue. Not even a segue, it's exactly what I'm talking about. When I was getting petrol on the way over here.
Speaking of window lickers.
The front page of the Sun, Harvey Price is taking Ozempic.
Is that the weight loss thing? Yeah. Oh my God.
And you go, he's got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. He's got a couple more things to tackle, yeah.
Oh, Christ.
What's the deal with that stuff? Is that just
I know loads of people have taken it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just weight loss?
Yeah, you inject it. It basically
Jesus
it's an appetite
Christ.
suppressant. So you get You get in wee vials. Like it's like a wee. Do you know do you know anyone that's like diabetic?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the pens, and you can run the clicker, and it'll give you a certain level of however much the insulin goes in. Yeah. Well, this is what the Ozempic stuff is, and you start off like a very low thing, and then you do click it, but then you have to buy a shitload of wee needles. So you then get given one of those medical grade bins to. You need to hand back into a pharmacy. You can't put them in a regular bin in case some kid's rummaging through it and gets a load of needles in their eye.
Jesus Christ.
So
it's all very good.
It gets quite a lot of rigmarole. But I don't... Because you do it, right? I think it seems to be like any weight loss. Because, listen, I'm the last person who should be speaking about any weight loss plan here. But... as far as I know, the only way... It's very simple, right? You eat less than you burn off.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Burn off more than you eat, right? And if you keep going that, it'll take a long time, but if you keep that up, you'll lose weight. So any diet, but it just seems like another diet, because what happens when you can't, because you can't have this stuff for the rest of your fucking life. Like, how much appetite suppressing will you do?
Yeah.
So surely it seems like at the end of it, eventually you're going to whack it all back on again, and then you're going to be back in the Ozempic.
Would it be even worse? Like, when people say your hair grows thicker, you just come back even fatter.
See, they keep on topic constantly.
It's like The Substance, that movie.
I've not seen it.
All right, well, that doesn't make much sense.
Would I not tell you about this? Something. What was that? Was it not something where I had to inject myself? Can't remember what it was, but I cannot do that kind of thing without pretending I'm a heroin addict.
Okay,
you get like a proper cosplay type
I couldn't
thing.
Even injecting myself in general. I was just like, I'm not even. Don't even have a thing with needles.
Do you ever do that thing at school? You know those pencils you used to get? We used to click it, and more lead would come out. Do you ever do that and pretend to be a heroin addict?
No, I've never actually. If you've been sitting there,
you click the lead up, and then you sit in maths class and fucking squeeze it into your veins, like
the fucking Scottish.
You never do that, no?
No, nobody in my school ever pretend to be heroin addicts.
I used to do that all the time.
I mean, when I think about it, I did tell you before about sniffing paint, thinking it was coke, but but no, I suppose as much as I'm laughing there.
Oh, I used to do that all the time, man.
That's hilarious. That's fucking grim.
What else is there? I had two things before we got into the film. Because Amy's been away in London all week, I've had the kids.
Yeah.
I introduced them to the world of people getting spot squeezed online.
Oh, Jesus. What a thing.
Man, they're fucking all in. All in.
God. I got a big one.
All in. I came in last night and she was just like, I found a good one. And it was...
I just fucking cringed.
It was called Oatmeal Explosion.
Oh, right? No.
Just this guy with a cyst. And honest to God, it was like cement that came out of this thing. Lumpy cement. It was insane.
God's sake, man. That's fucking horrific. I can't watch it. I know we talked before about the hooves one.
The hooves, yeah. They weren't into the hooves. I tried to get them in the hooves. I tried hooves, the spot squeezing, they were all in. They were already in the back cracking.
The guy, the horny guy.
I've not subjected them to.
That fucking thing. You keep sending me the horny guy
every day. I find more of them. This fucking.
You keep saying you're so mad. You're after this guy. He's a chiropractor that Nelson keeps saying, "Look at this bastard."
And it's a chiropractor I talked about in the episode where I'm convinced he's shagging every patient, female patient, because the patients are getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and it's just like, I know your game here.
Even just chuck in an old man once every while.
Aye, but there's not. It's just hot women now. What did I try else? I tried earwax removal.
Oh, no.
They were into that for a wee bit, but that gets boring after a while.
God.
The hooves thing they were not having at all.
No, okay. No, I couldn't.
I think that was it. I can't think of anything else that we watched.
Did you see the Oscars, by the way, nominations?
Yeah.
Who do you reckon's going to win it?
Who cares?
It is a who cares anymore. Like,
honestly,
nobody really gives a flying fuck. Like.
I don't think there's any. I quite like the look of Conclave.
I haven't actually watched it. Do you know what I found out there the last day? Is Conclave No, it wasn't who I thought it was. I do know like who made it there. I just fucking saw it as someone pretty decent. I didn't actually know it was directed by whatever. I might watch it. It's meant to be good.
I mean,
and
we
Nora
probably-
should win it all.
What with us doing a film podcast, we probably should.
It's just like I don't really care.
I've
Like
not
anymore.
seen any of them.
And Nora should
that-
win.
what is
favorite.
that?
It's the one with Mikey Madison.
What's that about?
She's a sex worker. She starts banging a Russian oligarch's son, and it's all. It is pretty good. She's very fucking
Right.
good in it, like acting wise, and she'll win it. She'll definitely win Best Actress.
I
Has
hope-
to like
Who is that? Who?
Mickey Madison. Her name is.
Mickey Madison.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd know her much. She may be one of the kids. And she's one of the young ones, and she's the older one of fucking Sydney Sweeney and what do you call it? That was in Once Upon a Time in America. One of the kids, Margaret Qualley. She's one of the.
Oh, one of the Manson family
think she's one of the
chicks.
Manson
Alright.
kids.
The Brutalist looks one of the most boring films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I don't care.
People are like, "There's an intermission." I was like, "Cool."
Oh, fucking yes. Hey, fuck! What the fuck is Aidan Brody gonna stop flogging this fucking Auschwitz horse? Honest to God, man, fucking calm down. Jesus, I thought he was nowhere to be seen anymore. Did he not? Was he not accused of some shit?
No, I don't
He's
think
also
so.
barred from Saturday Night Live
Is he?
for
Right.
doing a Jamaican accent. He did like a I think it was Sean Paul. Did this sketch where he fully blacked up and put like
no.
dreadlocks on and did this "What man, good man, bad brother." And
Dan Aykroyd.
but there was like, it wasn't even like the thing was the sketch was he demanded that they do the sketch like he wanted to get some shit out.
That's so
That
funny.
looks shite. What else? What else is in it? That one about the transsexuals. That looks shite.
Which one's about the
That Mexican one where Mexican people are fucking up in arms because it's like a French dude that's made a film that just stereotypes all Mexicans.
Oh, great!
And they're like that. Emilia Perez, that's it.
Oh,
that's what it's
that
called.
Jesus Christ! They're right.
The
they're
nation of Mexico are furious at this fucking thing. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
because he's properly made them all like, what's that? Who's that wee mouse? Arriba, andale.
Speedy Gonzalez.
They've basically made them all then. Hello there.
Do you know, I googled this before. Speedy Gonzalez is the person that voices Speedy Gonzalez is from Bristol.
Yeah, you told me that. That's insane.
Yeah, even Slowpoke Rodriguez, his other friend. Do you remember Slowpoke?
No,
Yeah, I love Speedy Gonzalez.
I don't remember. I remember Speedy Gonzalez. I don't remember any of the periphery characters.
His mate was called Slowpoke Rodriguez. And he was like, Slowpoke. And he couldn't run fast at all, you know? Oh, okay. Look, yeah, no, there's no real thing. The actors in the leading role is Adrian Brody. Timothy Chalamet apparently is unbelievable. as Bob Dylan.
fair play.
I've heard that's actually unbelievable. I've seen other actors talk about how good it is, so I'm like, I haven't seen it though. But
I imagine it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bob Dylan's got an exciting enough backstory
No.
to warrant a film.
nah, probably not.
What the fuck? Like,
I don't like pretty much 95% of any biopics. I think they're boring as shit.
See if as far as I know, the most exciting Bob Dylan story is the fact that he plugged it into an amp. That's it. That's the big thing that Dylan did, and you're like, surely you can't be building up to him going electric. What a shite fucking film that is.
God, they really have to fucking sell that.
It's like a film about a guy getting his first light bulb. Like,
Fuck's sake. Sing Sing, never heard of it. Ray Fiennes is up for it.
a sequel.
Sebastian Stan for the.
Sing. Is that about the prison?
Don't know. His name is Coleman Domingo. Good name. Ray Fiennes for Conclave. Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. That fucking.
Oh, he wins it.
Yeah, actor in a supporting role. Yura Borisov, Anora. That Anora film's going to fucking clean up. I reckon it's going to be 6 Oscars in it. A Real Pain. I've watched that. That's the Jewish one with Kieran Culkin and
yeah.
that was pretty good. Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce. Wow, Guy Pearce up for an Oscar these days. Fucking hell. Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Yeah. Actress in the leading role is Amelia Perez.
Who cares?
Wicked, Mickey Madison, Demi Moore.
Wicked.
Yeah, someone from Wicked. That's Cynthia Erivo is up for it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really Honora Mickey she'll win it. Demi Moore, The Substance, pretty good. And then the rest of it's just the usual.
Wicked
shit.
can't be up for best film, surely.
Oh, where's that? That's what I actually wanted to look at. I said all these things, but I wanted the best film, best directors, same films, film editing. Best international feature film. Show me the best film, you fucking.
Surely
There we go. Sorry. Best picture. Anora goes up. The Brutalist. A Complete Unknown. Conclave. Dune Part 2. I like it, but Jesus. Amelia Perez. I'm Still Here. Nickel Boys. Wicked. And The Wicked and The Substance. And to be honest, like, even the. Like, I like The Substance and all that, but The Substance is not like a type of film. I'm not a type you want. It's actually better than
the reason I'm not seeing The Substance is because it hasn't been in any streaming stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be damned if I'm paying for it.
You'll be damned if you're paying for it.
Super Bowl, did you enjoy?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was all right. Like, I mean, it was kind of shite, but I enjoyed watching the Chiefs get smashed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed everything that Kendrick did, apart from what he actually did in his voice. Like, oh, the message and all that. I was like, yeah, cool, but like, just sing as well or do it properly. I just don't think he's flat live. I've seen him live twice. I think he's flat.
I think it was Gareth that said rap music shite live.
I would disagree. It's on the whole, it's definitely worse than most because you kind of have to hear them for a start. Now, especially if you're at a festival, nobody's going to hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've seen Tribe Called Quest and people like that in a massive stage, and it was unbelievable.
It depends, though. It depends. If it's like someone like that, or like the Beastie Boys, or even Cypress Hill and stuff.
Yeah,
if you've got a backing band.
Yeah. When they get the backing bands, they're very good too. Yeah.
But I think, like, whenever you've seen, like, Kanye shite.
Oh, well, that never really.
Kendrick Lamar shite.
Well,
whenever you've seen any of them that have done Glastonbury, where it's largely just them. Ew.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I watched it and kind of. I enjoyed Serena Williams crip walking. I was like, yeah.
Why? That was Samuel L. Jackson at the start as well, wasn't it? Dressed as Uncle Sam. Yeah. I think what's the difference, right, between see if it's a rapper with no backing band and not even a backing DJ or hype man. What's the difference between a rap concert and a poetry night? Very little, in my opinion.
Well, you could say that about music if there was no.
No, you couldn't, because there's music behind it.
But you just said if there was no music behind the rapper.
Exactly.
Well, if there's no music behind a band, it'd be the same.
Well, why would there be no music behind the band?
There'd be no music behind a rapper.
What the band doing? Why would there be no music behind the rapper? Because this is what I'm talking about. This is like when it's a rapper. I know you've got the beat. I know they've got the constant beat. But what I mean is, if there's nothing exciting behind it, I don't see much difference between a rapper and a poetry night.
You're trying to kill me.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I
see the dirty little smirk.
It's someone. It's someone making words rhyme on stage. That's all it is.
Yeah.
No difference.
There's
why is one considered the coolest thing in the world and why is the other considered the lamest thing in the world?
Because nobody likes poetry. Hey?
So if a poet...
Have you ever you're trying to say an a cappella? Say if you see just someone freestyling without any beat or whatever, you think that's the same as poetry?
Yes.
Yeah, you're full
exactly
of
the same.
You're full of fucking dog shit.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, right. Well, you're absolute nonsense.
Technically... Explain the difference.
Technically explain the difference.
It's one person speaking, making words rhyme.
No,
explain the difference.
It's not in rhythm though. Neither is poetry. Poetry doesn't have rhythm. Poetry doesn't have flow.
Of course it does.
Not really.
It's got literal parameters.
No, but not compared to like hip hop.
No, it's just different.
Exactly. That's my point. It is fucking different.
It's just a different structure.
Yeah.
It's a different structure.
Yeah.
But it's in the principle, it is the same.
Well,
it is one person.
It's a different structure. It's quite a big thing to say, though. I mean, if you have a different structure, you're missing a chromosome. You're Harvey Price. It's quite a drop off, isn't it? Not that I'm trying to say he's not human.
I'm saying if you put a beat behind a poet.
Oh man, then it's just beat poetry.
Exactly,
and that's not like hip hop at all. It's not even fucking close to hip hop.
Just saying. I'm just listen.
I know you're just fucking saying.
How defensive you're getting means I'm closer to the truth than you would like to admit.
You're basically saying beat poetry is hip hop.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, if you said it was the other way, that way would also work.
What I'm saying is there isn't a huge leap between going to see a rapper live and going to see poetry. Just
I'm
saying,
alright with Kendrick.
You can all pretend you're cool as fuck, rocking up there, pretending you're black. You can be because that's partly the reason you do it. Any white person that goes to a rap gig is cosplaying. Let's face it.
I mean, so many of my time, you think I want to be black. I'm the whitest person.
I'm not saying you want to be black. What I'm saying is you enjoy the experience of being a black person for that hour and a half.
Do you think I walk in there as well?
White people that go to rap gigs enjoy the trappings of a black lifestyle without any of the
hardship.
The hardship, yes.
Okay, right. That's as long as you said that part, because I just thought there when you said you like cosplaying as a black person for that hour and a half, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Ordering purple drink at the fucking bar. They're like, get out of here. Right.
Do you not find it, right, just before I go move on, do you not find it the tiniest bit cringy watching middle class white people at a rap gig?
I suppose, yeah, sometimes.
Singing along.
Oh, I don't really sing along.
Singing along, dipping their voice out whenever the N word comes up.
Yeah.
if you're gonna commit.
Don't be saying you have to commit.
If anything, be over exuberant at the N word. Don't sing any of the other bits, just the N word. Imagine that. Imagine being the white person in a rap gig crowd that only sang the N word.
Everybody's like, I don't think he likes the music. He goes to all rap gigs just so he can get it out of his system. That's me done for the week. Oh, that's so funny.
That's very good.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I've got that Biggie Smalls tribute act on Friday. That'll see me through to Thursday.
Tribute act? Just at the community centre?
Smiggy balls.
But very, very quickly, sorry, I keep derailing here. Were you there when I told everyone else at the weekend that Kai Humphries... I got a message from Kai one day saying, do you want to go and see Fleetwood Mac?
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like,
told me this. This is so good. This is
what?
So good.
And he went, do you want to go see Fleetwood Mac? I reckon we can get tickets. And I looked at the link he'd put me to. And they were literally called a band like Almost Mac, a Fleetwood Mac tribute, and they were playing Falkirk Community Hall. And I was like, at what point do you think one of the biggest bands in history, Kai, the band they've been trying, the band at Glastonbury can't even get back together, chose Falkirk Community Hall to play? You fucking moron.
I reckon I can get tickets.
Jeez, I reckon we can get I imagine we could.
£12.50.
The fact that it's a Facebook link, you fucking idiot. It's not even a website. It's a Facebook page.
You fucking idiot. Almost
Fleetwood
Mac.
Jesus Christ.
That's great.
Do you want to see Fleetwood Mac? They're called Mac and Cheese. What the fuck are you like?
Fleet Mac Wood.
Oh my God.
£12.50 Falkirk High with a free drink.
Oh, funny.
Thank you, Stevie Nicks. That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, right.
This is your fault, by the way, this film.
I apologise to Ryan. I apologise to everyone. I thought it would be hilarious us coming back feeling like shit from a stag do and the worst film that I could pick. Yeah. And when I watched it, I hated myself and was angry at my own self.
Yeah, for this.
Because we have talked about this. What is the worst film we have seen? We had decided that Santa with Muscles was bad, but that was comically bad. Sex and the City was bad, but it was always good. We were always going to hate it. Meet Joe Black was genuinely terrible.
Yeah.
But that was largely due to how long it was. This is the worst film I have watched. Off. This is the worst film I have seen ever.
This is not on our bottom three.
Really?
That's shite. Like,
I will be amazed to find out what redeeming...
Meet Joe Black was worse. I didn't like Santa with Muscles was bad. I didn't like either Sex and the City. This was better than both the Sex and the Cities. I'm amazed that you find this better than Sex and the City. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. Way better than Sex and the City. I didn't really enjoy the fucking thing. Do you remember it's Universal Soldier for people that have live, laugh, love on their fridge. But do you know what? I feel like I've seen this film 10 times. I've never seen it, but it's the same shit. When Colin Firth turned up, I didn't actually know Colin Firth or Hugh Grant were in it. And when both turned up, I went, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's like, you know, at the end of the Power Rangers, where all the Power Rangers come together and make a massive Power Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the film of that.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
literally every single British fucking actor is in this.
Jim Broadbent.
Oh my God.
He's in fucking everything.
Do you know how you know it's a fucking Richard Curtis or a typically British film?
Is that Richard Curtis?
I didn't know this until, but
What?
it makes so much sense.
I didn't even Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, everything about it.
It's based on a book, but he wrote the script. Right? But see when you go through the cast list and see if it's got a credit for a Harry Potter film beside their name, you know it's a fucking British film. Yeah. How many actors existed between 1998 and 2008 in Britain? There's about 12 of the cunts, and they're in fucking everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything.
It was only missing Bill Nighy.
Yeah, it is. That's literally the only one. I don't know what the fuck he was up to that week in hospital.
He must have been doing 4 weddings and a funeral or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this was not a good one for you on the come down. I don't think it was good anyway.
No, I'd have hated this anyway. I'm not blaming my tiredness or anything in this.
Yeah.
I hated this. And I hated it because it's a shite film. It's written shitely. There's not one likable character in the whole thing.
There's not.
Incredible how bad they've made every single character. Even our parents are horrible people.
Oh my God.
How do you make someone's elderly parents horrible?
Yeah.
She's a wanker.
Yeah.
She's actually worse than most of the other people in this. It looks shite.
It does look
soundtrack, shite. At least I was going, right, it's late 90s, early 2000s. We'll get some feeder or we'll get something like that. The soundtrack...
Why would you... Yeah, it'd be so bizarre if feeder came on in this film.
No, because you'd be like, all right, they'll play Buck Rogers at some point, right?
They played it
this... Fucking
Gabrielle.
And that fucking with a little bit of luck, the fucking that popped up. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this fucking it's like a fucking Soccer AM episode.
What I enjoyed, I thought we were in for a banger in the first minute when she was just like, we're going to, we meet every year just at New Year's for the annual turkey curry buffet.
Yeah.
I was like, turkey curry buffet? What the fuck are you talking about?
That first 2 minutes are wild.
Yeah.
Because she says the turkey curry buffet, right? And also, right, 2 things. It made me hate, because I know this is early 2000s, but it's largely set in the late 90s. So it's made me hate the late 90s, which mean a lot to me. And it makes me hate Christmas, and which means a huge amount to me. So 2 of my favourite things, it's taken and used in vain against me.
I very much enjoy the fact that you're like, which meant a lot to me.
They do.
Late 90s, and this meant a lot to me. You take it away.
The first 90 seconds, right? Because I went back and I was like, surely they can't have. The first 90 seconds of this film, they talk about Colin Firth's ex-wife being Japanese, and the wife goes, "What a horrible race, a cruel race."
Not even a race.
A cruel race. A horrible race.
Imagine hearing that from an English bastard.
I know. And then they also say to her, "You better get dressed up. You don't think anyone's going to be attracted to someone that looks like they've just walked out of Auschwitz." And I'm like,
what?
Wait a minute. A racial slur and a Holocaust mention. What is this, a fucking episode of Absolute Cuts, for Christ's sake?
Also the 90, it must have been at least in the -2 minutes when the uncle grabs her arse. Uncle G, the pervert.
Not even an uncle, but one of those uncles. I mean, we've all got them. We've all got someone you called uncle.
Yeah.
They didn't touch us up.
Yeah, just grabbed her in the arse.
He doesn't even grab her. See if it was like a grabbing the arse of as she was passing, he just brushed it like that. Or even if she was walking, he just went, "What? Go and get us a cup of tea," and then slapped her in the arse. He almost slips a digit up her arse. He's grasping that much.
It's like Cage and...
It's like a fucking stress ball.
Renee Zellweger's stress ball. He grabbed her in the arse like Nicolas Cage and Face Off.
It's disgusting.
It was proper yeah, it was like Jesus Christ, and it's kind of one of those things that was passed off as fun, like oh, little dirty little pervert. But nowadays it's quite funny looking at it. You're just like Jesus.
As I've said before, I hate.
I think she should have ended up with him, to be honest.
What a twist!
It'd be great.
This is the worst diary since Anne Frank's.
Have you read Anne Frank's diary?
No, God, no.
Oh, it's terrible. It's shite, man. She's a right whiny cunt.
Aye.
I'm sorry, but like,
She's never been trained.
And
She's no writing.
But in fairness to her, like, she is a child.
Is that all she ever released?
I remember it was awkward reading because she was like, whatever age she was, 14, 15, a horny woman, Anne Frank.
She's a horny woman.
Oh, horny child.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
She just talking. Most of it was about boys.
Nazi boys.
Well, I don't think so. No, she didn't really bring in their political stance. And then it just ends on page 279.
Does she ever have like shite days where nothing much happens? Does she talk about them?
Most of it's about nothing.
Slept
I can't remember
in.
too much. I just remember she was quite whiny. She's a bit of a wank, like.
Slept in, still hungry.
Stepped in, still hungry. Yeah. Looking through the crack in the hallway. You should read the book though. The ending's gas.
Gas?
That'll only work for Irish people. But yeah. Do you know what the cast as well? They had. I found it was a very funny typecast. They had Moanin' Myrtle.
Yes.
You know, which is very funny because she's typecast basically as a whiny freak.
Yeah, a whiny thin person.
Whiny thin crying freak.
See, the fucking group of pals, right? Because she's a twat.
Yeah.
And then Sally Phillips from God, what was the name of the all-female sketch show? That's terrible. Oh,
absolutely.
Can't remember anyway.
Fabulous.
No, it wasn't absolutely. I was really, really good as well. Sally Phillips isn't that. I like her, but she's a wanker in this. And then the fucking gay pal.
Oh, he was such a shite.
Did Curtis have anything to do with that shite Hugh Grant film about a boy?
That would make sense.
There's always why is there a recurring character in a lot of British 90s and 2000s films?
Sassy.
Of a fucking pop star who's written one song and lived the rest of his life. Like, how the fuck? Like, that's very rarely happened.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone. I can't think of one person that has written one song and lived off it the rest of their life.
Yeah.
You've gone on to do something else. Noddy Holder didn't just write that song and then fuck off the rest of his life.
Yeah. And they're always fucking sassy. It's always a sassy gay guy that's
God.
It's the same character over and over again.
Fucking every man that comes over, fucking pump him.
Yeah. Crap.
Jesus Christ.
And I actually have I've actually got a fact about this. Mm-hmm. So when this movie got released, she went and pumped Arsene Wenger.
What?
Yeah.
Renée Zellweger?
Yeah.
No.
Arsene Wenger shagging like fuck after this film. 2001.
Fuck off.
Yeah, tore the hoops off each other. The Professor and Bridget Jones.
No, that can't. This is insane. I can't believe that. Is it as passionate as?
You're stupid.
Arsehole.
Fucking arsehole. Don't you fucking arsehole me about the shite you sent me down the river for. For some reason, I felt like that would be, for some reason, believable.
No. Because she was going out with Jim Carrey at this time.
Was she?
Yeah. I've got
one of the only girlfriends then he's had that's not killed themselves.
Really?
Jim Carrey. Dodgy lad.
Didn't know that. Right, I'm going to find out.
An Irish girlfriend that topped herself and blamed him. The fucking thing, yeah.
I need to find out what that. Smack the Pony.
Smack the Pony. I've never watched it.
Excellent. Because Sally Phillips looks like our friend Barry's wife, Helen.
Oh, aye. I can see that. Yeah.
The pals are also horrible. Like, they're horrible people.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, this entire film is just basically about a woman with so much insecurity that she hates herself beyond any belief.
Yeah.
And it is enforced by every single other person she ever meets. Our parents, well, maybe not our dads, but our mum definitely enforces it.
Yeah.
Every man she gets involved with enforces it. All our work colleagues enforce it. And you think, well, maybe our pals. But then when she's going to that, when they're launching that book and they go, right, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to make yourself look better because you look like a piece of shit for a start. You're thick as fuck, so you need to start learning some stuff.
Yeah.
And for the love of Christ, can you learn how to talk to people? Because you're a borderline twat here, right? So fucking get a grip of yourself. Mind you, we're your best pals, remember? So we're doing this out of love. We're destroying the small morsel of self-confidence you have left.
It's actually pretty horrible. And then also, really what happens is then it's like, which one is it, Hugh Grant or Colin Firth? Which one are you going for? And you're like, neither. They're both actually horrible.
They are horrible.
And they've done horrible shit in the folks' episodes.
Yeah.
You know, the big one is basically that Hugh Grant cheated on her.
Yeah.
Right? But really, the other guy also was doing fucking dreadful shit. That speech at the start where he just went off in one, like, look, I can't remember what he said, but it was basically, that's fucking pig living there.
He's a horrible person to speak to.
Yeah, horrible the whole way through it.
But also, right.
And then he's with a girl, and then he's gawping over the fucking, like, the whole time, and you're just like, well, I actually felt sorry for this one he was with the whole time, even though she's
exactly.
I felt sorry for Natasha, was it?
Exactly.
Who just seems to be a bit abrupt.
Aye.
Just to make it look like she's a bit of a wank anyway.
Yeah. She's basically made out to be a villain because she's thin. That's like her whole characteristic is, look at that fucking bitch. Look at that thin, suit-wearing, well-manicured bitch.
She's not really actually done anything immoral the entire way through it, where they all have.
She's a fucking human rights lawyer. But she's portrayed to be the most evil person in the world because she's up against this fucking alky that's fallen out of taxis. She falls out of a fucking taxi, wrecked, and the gay pal just closes the taxi. Yeah, she's fine, fucking drive on. Meanwhile, she's getting gang raped in a fucking alleyway. Unbelievable. Right.
Oh, God, do you know what part really fucked me off too? Really bad writing, where she's on the where she's banging Hugh Grant, and she answers the phone and goes, "Wanting sex goddess with a bad man between her thighs," and then she goes, "Mom?"
Aye.
I'm like, who else? It doesn't really matter if it was Mum.
No, I know.
Who answers the phone like that?
Exactly.
Could be the fucking postman.
Could be the DVLA.
Yeah, it could be the DVLA. Could be the doctor. You've got fucking crabs again, Bridget.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah,
so what's the ma phone at that time of night for? I'd be getting raging at the ma.
Yeah.
This guy, because at that point, that at some point, by this point, they've managed to subtly suggest that he's pumped her up the arse that night.
Yeah. Fucks.
And then he basically sexually abuses her again by going, "Fucking come here, you! I'll do it again."
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh.
Dreadful watch.
Right,
I've never seen a movie with the word knickers used as much in my life too.
A shite word as well.
Yeah.
Right, here's facts, right? And this is how I found out that Richard Curtis. So, to prepare for the role, Renée Zellweger gained 25 pounds.
Okay.
Then worked at a British publishing company for a month.
Ugh.
And you're going, right,
What?
I don't think this needed the Daniel Day-Lewis approach, to be honest with you.
Why was you? What? Most of it was nothing to do with the publicised. It was just an office setting.
This fascinates me when they decide to work as what they worked as.
That's so fucking stupid. Like, I mean, I get it for some things, but if it was about publicising,
see, if you're playing a samurai, right? Fair enough. Go training as a samurai.
Yeah.
I don't think it's... If you're a professional actor and you have to prepare for the role of publicist, you're not even a publicist. You're a publicist secretary, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And also, right, this is, again, I hate, as I've said before, I hate the fact that people go, like, people moan about older films and shit like that, but I'm now getting like this. I only do it with a film I hate, to be honest. It's films I like, I'm like that. It was of its time. She's not fat.
No, she's not.
She's not fat in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
There was an article I read.
It's the exact same as the other Curtis one. It was remember we watched Love Actually, and it was Martin McCutcheon, and he was just like, look, this fucking wheel. He's
got a real problem. I'll get to Richard Curtis in a minute, right? Because when I found out he was a writer in this, there was an article I read about this, Because I was like looking through various sites because I could hardly find anything about it. And according to the BMI index, right, which I didn't know through this article was invented by the Nazis.
Oh, BMI.
Had no idea.
Jesus Christ.
Another one. Another notch.
Oh God. Yeah, fair play to them.
Yeah. And then you wonder why. Why would I need to look into why the Nazis invented the BMI index?
It's going to be something bad.
It
needs to be under 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She at one point says, "I'm 130 pounds. I need to lose another 20." Right.
Yeah.
So where she's at 130 pounds for her height, this article was saying she was on the normal side, but to the lower to normal side. Had she lost the 20 pounds, she would have dropped into the dangerously underweight category.
Jesus Christ. So depressing.
The fuck?
Yeah.
They had to pad her up. So they were basically saying this woman isn't fat enough for the unrealistic fat person that we're trying to display as horrible here.
Yeah.
It's just, I think Richard Curtis might be one of the most horrible people of the last 100 years.
Probably adding a lot of fucking insecurities rather than anything, with most of it. Because he has basically in pretty much every film brought out a character that was of normal weight. Look at this fucking wheel.
I don't understand how he is.
And she's a fucking state and hysterical and can't get her life together every time.
I don't understand how he is a lovable British person. I don't understand how he's considered a national treasure.
Yeah.
Considering the characters, the sheer racism, the racism and homophobia.
Yeah.
She says the word poof about 90 times in this fucking film.
Gay characters are shite and always.
How's he getting away with this?
I feel like he's never met a gay person. If somebody's probably going to be like, Richard Curtis is gay now, I'll be like, nah.
Aye.
Nah, I don't believe it. So, there's even a part where when you talk about badly written, right? And this should be funny, right? But it makes really no sense. It's like chucked in there just for, again, the words, kind of like a harshness. When she's going on about cable television, you remember the Muller went to get on cable television? And she goes, it's the second highest rated show, apart from that one where fat people beat up their relatives.
Yeah, I know.
What show is this?
Another fat jibe.
Yeah, another one. Fat people beat up their relatives.
Also, how did the mum, right, Zellweger, right? So, beside the fact that she's made out to be this absolute loser of a human, genuine, can't get her fucking life together. Yeah. Oh my God, pity that fucking disgrace and that mess, right? She's a woman, right, who owns her own flat in central London, right? Works for a publishing house, right? Is so unattractive, yet can still attract two very, very eligible, good-looking men. Yeah. At what point is she a piece of shit? At what point is she someone to be pitied?
Yeah.
I reckon most women at that time were looking at her going, she's pretty fucking sorted, actually.
Yeah. Spying Hugh Grant. The boss of the publishing thing.
Unbelievable. And also, like, when she leaves the publishing job because she has finally had enough of the rampant sexual harassment she's been getting, she then immediately gets a job on a TV station. No experience. Immediately. Her mum also gets a job on a TV station with no experience.
Yeah, both. That's right.
What's the fucking hiring policy in this?
And do you know what? Much like Richard Curtis movies, he sticks in like a... Do you remember in Love Actually... It's another version of this. You know in Love Actually when Emma Thompson gets back together with fucking... What do you call him? Dead cunt. Snape. Alan Rickman, right? You know, he gets back Alan Rickman in this thing. And he's like, oh, and he just goes, oh, I've been but a fool.
Yeah.
This one, she goes back to Jim Broadbent. And they pin it off like some sort of like, oh, sure, I'm nothing without you hugging it. I'm like, dude, that's not a love story. That's the worst. That's one of the most harrowing scenes in the whole thing.
It's horrendous.
I'm like, do not go near that woman. That wife deserves it out on the fucking...
She turns up. So
she fucks the...
On Christmas night.
Yeah.
She turns back up with her bags packed.
Yeah, fuck.
She's been pumping some real deal David Dickinson orange fucking mahogany
getting
cunt.
dicked down by real Dick.
Aye.
I can't get it. Being dicked down by real Dick Dickinson. Dick down by real Derek Dickinson.
But so she leaves him.
Drab, horrible.
And then just talks about the sex to her daughter. He, Broadbent, is sent home guilty wanking, watching her on the telly with the guy she's pumping every night. On Christmas night, they're watching the ma with the guy that she ran away with. Then she turns up and goes, "Oh, he's actually not that nice a guy." And he goes, "No worries." Immediately forgiven. Immediately.
Oh, I was only messing.
Oh.
But the worst thing is the only messing. The crowd meant to go, "Oh."
Yeah.
But you're like, what? No.
I know.
Horrible.
No, I know.
Absolutely horrible.
Tell her to get to fuck.
Yeah.
She won't be able to find anywhere to stay that night.
Yeah. She'll have to make her way around the other shows like Cash in the Attic. To get her hole. I was just watching it going, that's yet again an absolute horror story pinned as fucking something nice, you know? I've got another one too. I got the ick as the ick when people talk about that shit nowadays, right? You know when Hugh Grant gets into the car and revs the car and does like a raised lip?
Oh, it pretends to be a tiger.
Oh my God, I have a fucking, my pussy snapshot. You could hear it clapping through the fucking hallways in this place. I was like, Jesus, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
I felt sick.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, another thing is just about these cars. This is not just a Bridget Jones thing. How come in movies nobody can sit still in a convertible? They're always falling out. They're crawling over the back seat.
Can't cope.
They're climbing over, leaning into the driver's side. Nobody can just sit fucking still in a convertible.
They can't cope.
It's like there's no roof. There's so much extra space.
Yeah, exactly. Aye.
Fucking roll about while the man's driving.
This nearly made me sick. Right, it's the last sentence of this, right? Because you'll be like, that's a fairly standard opinion. The last sentence makes me sick.
Yeah.
The casting of Renée Zellweger as Bridget Jones caused quite an initial controversy, with many fans of the books outraged over the fact that the very British Bridget was to be played by an American actress. However, this was quickly silenced after Zellweger's performance received a nearly unanimous praise and an Academy Award nomination.
Oh.
I had no idea she'd been nominated for an Oscar for this.
Oh, Jesus, that's as bad as we were talking
What's
earlier.
a grim...
That's like Wicked and stuff. Oh, no.
I'm going to find out what else she was up
Oh,
against.
Jesus, I can't believe that. That's actually stunning. Like, I had no idea that would even be in the realm of... I don't necessarily think she did a bad job or anything. She did the Bridget Jones thing fine, but, like, that's fucking insane. Mind you, you'd think she was English, I think.
Right, wait a minute. How would I find this?
That's absolutely stunning. 2001, is it? 2001.
2001, so it'll be 2002 will be the... Right, let me see.
Oh, God, this is going to be hard. 2002, was that like Gladiator? No, that's 99, wasn't it?
No, I'm Gladiator, no. Was it not earlier than that?
Oh, maybe. Right. I don't know.
2002.
Like Bad Boys.
Right, no, 2001. Right, okay. Here are the nominations for Best Actress that year.
Okay.
Halle Berry, who won it for Monsters Ball.
Right, yeah.
Judi Dench in Iris. Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. Sissy Spacek in the Bedroom. And Renée Zellweger for Bridget Jones's Diary.
Okay. Wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
No, you can actually see that's actually quite shite.
Yeah, it's actually... that wasn't as good as I thought. I mean, like, there's one or two there. Monsters Ball was obviously going to win that.
Yeah. But my God.
That's
fucking Oscar nomination.
Jesus Christ.
Basically every single person was considered for the role.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Name any actress around about that time.
I want to just throw you off and say something like Thandie Newton. Nah. I just feel like Reese Witherspoon.
Yep.
God.
I'll just read. Patricia Arquette and Rosanna Arquette. Selma
okay.
Blair, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Helena Bonham Carter, Cameron Diaz, Elizabeth Hurley, Nicole Kidman, Lucy Lawless, Xena Warrior Princess.
That would have been a wild choice. I would have loved to have seen that.
Fucking Jolie Richardson, Tilda Swinton, Kristen Scott Thomas, Emma Thompson,
Tilda Swinton,
Emily Watson, Naomi Watts, Rachel Weisz, Kate Winslet. Catherine
Christ.
Zeta-Jones.
I could see Kate
fucking
Winslet.
everybody.
I could see Kate Winslet pulling that one.
Oh.
I can't. It's not that I can't stand Kate Winslet. She's brilliant, but like pretty much every film she's in, I'm like, oh god,
Yeah.
such Oscar bait. Nearly everything she's in. But
Do you know how you can tell it's a really bad film, and it's a Richard Curtis film, because you can almost do exactly the way we did Love Actually by just going through each character and saying why they're horrible.
yeah, they are pretty nasty. Like,
So Bridget Jones is horrible because she just is. She's shite at her job. She's a fucking alky. She
she's an alky.
she hangs about with pieces of shit.
That running around through the thing half naked, trying to get his attention and stuff. You're like, Jesus.
She doesn't help herself in any way.
Yeah.
She does steal Colin Firth from that woman at the end.
Yeah.
Like, what is she going to do, the woman at the end?
That's what
Like,
you want to see.
The woman that was going to go and get a partnership in a law firm and marry him.
Yeah.
And then just gets ditched at JFK.
Yeah, that's right, Dave.
Also, why? See this fucking cliche.
Basically, that's basically that woman, Natasha's basically meant to be her at the start. As in, like, she's the one that was wronged without doing anything.
Yeah.
So really, she's actually supposed to be the one you're like, I get it,
done
she's meant
nothing
to be a bitch, but she hasn't actually done nothing wrong.
What is this massive cliche of these films about British people getting jobs with American firms?
Oh,
They're always, every single fucking rom-com, British rom-com, there has to be some cunt moving to New York at some point and then changing their minds. At some point during the film, someone has to be going to America.
Yeah, Love Actually, airport at the end. Yeah, its films are basically the exact same every time. I got said, I've written here, remember the part where it's absolutely unnecessary thing about, remember when she walks in and the girl in the thing and she goes, I thought you said she was thin.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So you're talking about?
I know.
Yeah, but anyway.
Also, why is she sitting there with a massive book?
Yeah.
It's a huge book.
Yeah. No one ever gets sacked here. No one ever gets sacked here for shagging their boss.
See, the thing is, this is another reason why Bridget Jones is actually the piece of shit. Because that American woman, her and Hugh Grant have been pumping for a while, to the point where they're now engaged.
Yeah.
So if anything, Bridget Jones is the other woman in their relationship.
Yeah. We'll give
Hugh
it.
Grant's
We'll
cheating on her.
We'll give it to the fact that she didn't know that. But at the end of the day, that's what it was. Yeah. She's the other person. So really, it's probably on her to like, yo, go away.
Aye.
And she keeps bringing him back, and he keeps coming back in.
Aye.
Then he says something insane. Remember, he's like, if I can't end up with you, who the fuck am I going to end up with?
Exactly. I know. But that every single time, the villainous woman is made out to be this stick-thin, fucking wicked stepmother,
short hairish,
Snow White queen, fucking arsehole, and then you
Slightly
get this fucking
short black
this
hair.
fat alky cunt just rolling about, pumping everything, blah, 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 blah. This fucking Tweedledee just can't keep her fanny in her pants.
Oh god,
disgusting.
I hate the way they're trying to do. You know the part where they come in and there was like all couples in a thing, and they were like, "This is Cosmo and Wani," and I was like, "Oh, shut up,
God,
stop the writing now."
This is what I was going to end on. This is so English. This it's like it's so. Like there's this other thing, right? That this is why. See when people go on, people will say, "Oh, why do you hate London so much?" This kind of film's one of the reasons. At one point, a character actually asks, "Does nothing work outside of London?" Right? See this whole idea of there can be a party and just all these London wanks all know each other. They just all know each other. Why the fuck is he at the book lodge? Colin Firth. He's a human rights lawyer. Why the fuck is he at a book lodge? Why?
Yeah.
And also, right? Why? She's never seen him. They taught at that Christmas turkey curry party. That's the first time.
Turkey curry buffet.
Curry buffet. That's the first time she's seen him since they were 2 years old, and now she can't stop running into the cunt.
Aye, that's right.
Hasn't seen hiding her hair of him.
Yeah.
for 30 years, and now every corner she turns, there's the prick.
Yeah.
But how do they all know each other? There's this huge thing of like, it doesn't matter what job or profession you're in, as long as you're a certain class of London person, you'll be at the same fucking dinner parties.
Yeah. And do you know what? As well, because like my thing was as well, Colin Firth's a wank.
Could you try again?
Colin Firth's a fucking wank too, innit? Like, do
Sorry.
you know, another part was Colin Firth. Remember, he's like with the girl and he comes out and he says, I like you just the way you are and all this. And then she walks in like, what are you doing out here?
I know.
What is this? What is this fucking film?
And the sexual, like, regardless of, see when people go, oh yeah, I mean, like, oh, back if it was the 70s, oh, you know, you get a bit of light flirtation. A bit of banter about the office. You can't do that anymore. Can't flirt in the office anymore. Even in the early 70s, if your office was situated within a Carry On film, I'm fairly certain you couldn't get away with sending an email going, I really like the look of your tits in that top. I'm fairly certain HR would have something to say about that.
That Mr. Toots pervert thing was so shite.
How many perverts are at this fucking this business? No wonder you're publishing houses going down the fucking tubes.
They were shagging each other and sexually assaulting each other.
Beasts.
Yeah, and then they try and say when he moves to the other place that like you know, this place is full of beasts as well. You know, and they're like, you don't get in trouble shagging your boss here. And I'm like, it's the fucking same as the other place. Yeah. Like they're like, what kind of place? Well, we ran out of time. Oh, we'll have to shoot it live and then put her arse on the screen. Then she's rewinding it at her house with a bottle of wine, like, oh, Prosecco Club.
Oh, I see all that shite as well.
Oh God, yeah, there's a lot of that.
Oh, the only way we'll deal with this is Chardonnay.
Aye, that type of crap. It would have been good. Three things I've written here. Three things, sorry. I've written, first of all, I would have enjoyed it if the street fight, if one of them actually had beaten each other to death.
Yes.
That would have been, then I would have got into it, you know. Not in a thing way, in a lad way, but that's like, if she just went, I'm a cunt.
Yeah.
We're all cunts here. Let's just see which one wins the fight.
Aye.
Beat one to the death. If she did a Joker and put a broken pool cue in between the two of them. That would have been. I
would have liked, you know, that thing where if you know when people punch, you ever find out the actual science behind someone punching in a door window? Yeah. I mean, you would shatter your hand, like the skin would get ripped from the bone.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I would have liked it if when they throw each other through the pane glass window at the restaurant, if they had just come out with life disfiguring injuries.
Yeah,
like neither of them are the same ever again.
They are. That's another one. When he chucked through the table or whatever, and some guy's having a birthday party, didn't even react to the massive fight before. But like my dad threw a friend of his through a pane glass window, right, and it just completely shredded his whole.
Of course
mouth.
it would. Aye.
You know, like they were kids or whatever, but it's just like you're like scarred forever because it's a fucking pane glass window.
Why is it only the waiters? Why is it only the waiting staff that leave the restaurant to watch the fight?
Oh, aye.
Gay guy goes in and goes, there's a fight. Everyone just sits there, but the waiting staff go, right, fucking let's go. And then they're just sitting there like a bunch of baying monkeys. Like that.
Oh, God.
The only two things I enjoyed about this film.
Okay.
Two moments. I enjoyed the three punches that Cullen Firth.
The overhand right.
That they're belting. Every single one of them is a cracking punch.
There was an overhand right in the restaurant where he swings, and I was like, that's hilarious.
And the only other bit, and I laughed out loud, was the orange David Dickinson guy. The mum's pumping when she realises he's quite a nasty piece of work. When they're sitting on set and there's some woman, like makeup woman, giving him a manicure. And he pulls his hand back and goes, careful, you ham-fisted cow.
Outrageous.
I was howling laughing at that.
Ham-fisted cow.
Ham-fisted cow.
Any other things? I have basically, I have one more thing to chat about, but I have... it says like the film is basically everyone keeps getting married to someone else within seconds.
Yeah.
Like there's about 10 scenes where they're like, oh yeah, and he goes, oh, I've been married, I'm now married, I'm getting married to this person.
Yeah.
There's about 4 different scenes where basically the person she's chatting to has actually just gotten engaged.
Yeah.
It's a shock.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you in these people's lives where nobody knows who anyone is getting married? Because everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, no, actually, Mark's getting married there last week, and she's just finding out every single time.
I know.
Walking in on someone.
I know.
Even the shit where it just kept being like a repeat of different scenes. Like even the part at the end, and this is what I'll end on as well, is do you know when they're finally getting together or whatever, the Paris, and he walks up and reads the book, and it's like, yes, I hate him,
Aye.
and he walks off and doesn't even look at her. And then apparently he was just getting her a new diary. Like, oh, we'll start again. And she goes, oh. I'm like, what a fucking insane thing to do.
I know.
Like,
and also, insane in terms of just the general action, but also insane to assume that he'd think that she would know where he was going.
aye.
And also, what fucking stationery shops open at that time of night?
Aye, exactly.
In the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Snowing. And there's just a fucking
Ryman's.
Waterstone's open.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Outrageous.
Our diary's also shite.
Yeah.
Shite. The way she writes it. I'm now again. Bridget has, I'm currently £138. I'm now fat slat. Like, fuck up. Write a fucking sentence, you whore.
Fucking sentence, you whore.
Had you see that very English party they have as well, where you go up and dress like a prostitute?
Oh, fuck.
Or a
what's
vicar.
What's that shit?
What is that?
What the fuck was that about?
Wouldn't it like they probably have those things.
Coming in, visiting her dad, like, oh, nobody told you.
I know. That was another bit I laughed at, where the guy was dressed as a full cardinal. I did quite like that.
Oh,
bit,
right. Yeah.
And then the other old woman, who I think the woman, you know, when she goes, oh, don't worry, fucking Lynn didn't get the message either. She goes, yes, I did. And then everyone's going, but Lynn, you're dressed like a slag. What are you? This is how I normally dress. I think that is a Pussy Galore.
Oh, is it?
From Goldfinger.
Really?
Fairly certain that's Honor Blackman. I'll need to check.
There's a couple of people I thought I saw Chris Morris in it.
Possibly, aye.
You know, and I was like, I don't think so. He was one of the dinner party people, and I was like, is that Chris Morris?
Possibly.
I don't think so.
That's a good shit. Do you reckon there is a more quintessentially fucking shite 1995 to 2010 cunty English actor than Jim Broadbent?
Yeah, he's a harmless, but
probably a lovely guy, but fuck off.
He's just in so much of the shit.
Oh.
Yeah. You just want somebody to feel sorry.
His
fucking face.
Some fucking shite film about
I'd love Jim Broadbent to stand on a landmine in real life. Just like a disused like a landmine hasn't been whatever, and he just fucking obliterated live on TV. That would get to some people. Hit by an articulated lorry, just exploded. Jim Broadbent, the end of his career.
Feeder in the background. Got a CD player.
We fucking like that's like Phil Ellis telling us about the sausage dog that got ran over.
Oh my god!
About the sausage dog and his guts came out his face, and I was just like, Phil, what are you talking about here?
Horrible! Yeah, guy ran over a sausage dog, and the way it was run over, it was basically like Play-Doh. It just the guts all came out of its face.
I was like, Phil,
Jesus,
should I have a pint? I was like, Phil's the most harrowing thing I ever heard in my life. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a Patreon episode. Oh, yes. I've got a...
we've got next week. I apologise for that film. I hated it. I hated every single second of it.
Yeah.
But, and you'll hate this, because we didn't do a Patreon episode last week because we were away into Amsterdam. We're going to do an extra one. You don't know this yet. We're going to do an extra one. Not next week, but the week after, right? And because it is Valentine's Day this week, we're going to do a Patreon viewers, a Patreon, what are they called? Are they patrons?
Patrons, yeah.
We're going to do a patron selection, right?
Okay.
So, very much like we did with the Halloween and Christmas films, pick the worst rom-com that you think we could watch.
Fucking bastard.
Send them in this week.
Okay.
And on next week's episode, we will pick one to watch as a Patreon episode.
To make up for them.
As a bonus Patreon. We'll still do the regular Patreon episode, but as a bonus one, we will watch a viewer's choice rom-com.
Okay.
It can be as mental as you want. It can be as shite as you want. do your worst.
Perfect. And if you obviously we have a Patreon, by the way, you've just heard it, where we do extra bonus episodes every week. We're about to do one after
sometimes.
Yeah, we missed this week due to the fucking. But mind you, like you can hear it in our voices. We're sitting there coughing and sniffing and going. Bleh.
Yeah.
But I.
Just to tell you, the reason we didn't do one last week is we actually played one of the best games we've ever played. We were in Daniel Sloss's swimming pool, and we played a game with a beach ball where the 5 of us had to keep a beach ball up for 100 hits, and you weren't allowed to hit it back to the person who hit it to you, and you weren't allowed to do a double hit, and we weren't leaving the pool until we'd done 100 in a row. Before Ryan joined the game, the other 4 of us had managed to do 59 on like our third go. So we're like, well, this will be a piece of piss. Then Cullen joined, and I have never seen anyone as bad at anything in my life.
It was so hard.
It was so bad.
The game was so hard.
Annoyingly, like I was getting furious, but I was just wrinkled, freezing and furious at you that you couldn't grasp this fucking game.
It was impossible.
Every single shot was a dive. You were getting up in people's grills for their shot.
I couldn't hear it. I hated it so much.
But then the scenes when we did make 100. Limbs.
Next week on the podcast is a movie. And thank you for people that have given me DVDs over the while. I still have a load to obviously get through in the next fucking 6 months. You know, but I've stuck one in here for this week. It is basically it's not really a trilogy. It's a second of our thing, but Anne-Marie gave me it. This week we are watching The Snapper.
The Snapper?
Have you seen The Snapper?
No.
It's the second of the Barrytown trilogy.
Oh, cool.
I reckon it's
that's an Irish thing.
It's way funnier than The Commitments.
Excellent.
It's the second of the thing we call me. I don't think you would have known this. It's a big Irish type of film. It's
class.
It's like oh Christ, Nelson, I think you'll love that film. Oh Christ, Nelson, I think you'll love that film. I don't know why I jumped into
it. Fucking hell, sure now.
Oh Jesus Christ.
There's one wee film you'll love. It's that fucking film.
You'll enjoy it.
You'll have a rear tear to yourself watching that now.
I'm in fucking Dublin this weekend too.
Oh Christ almighty.
I'm fuck's sake.
Oh, right. Apart from that, keep listening, share.
Just man.
Fucking
why did you just
review.
help us out? We don't like doing the stuff that it actually spreads like the other podcasters do, so we're going to actually rely on you to fucking do it for us.
Or here's an idea, right? Record your own fucking podcast.
Okay, we're cutting it there.
Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.